a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Pelé. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, known as Pelé, is a Brazilian retired professional footballer who played as a forward. He is widely regarded as the greatest football player of all time. In 1999, he was voted World Player of the Century by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics. That same year, Pelé was elected Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee. According to the IFFHS, Pelé is the most successful league goal scorer in the world, scoring 1,281 goals in 1363 games, which included unofficial friendlies and tour games. During his playing days, Pelé was, for a period, the best-paid athlete in the world. Pelé began playing for Santos at age 15 and the Brazil national football team at 16. During his international career, he won 3 FIFA World Cups, 1958, 1962 and 1970, being the only player ever to do so. Pelé is the all-time leading goalscorer for Brazil with 77 goals in 92 games. At club level he is the record goalscorer for Santos, and led them to the 1962 and 1963 Copa Libertadores. Pelé's electrifying play and penchant for spectacular goals made him a star around the world, and his teams toured internationally in order to take full advantage of his popularity. Since retiring in 1977, Pelé has been a worldwide ambassador for football and has made many acting and commercial ventures. In 2010, he was named the honorary president of the New York Cosmos. Pelé has also been known for connecting the phrase, "the beautiful game," with football. A prolific goal scorer, Pelé was known for his ability to strike powerful and accurate shots with both feet in addition to anticipating his opponent's movements on the field. Early in his career, he played in a variety of attacking formations and would use his dribbling skills to go past opponents. In his later career, he played in a playmaking role behind offensive strikers. In Brazil, he is hailed as a national hero for his accomplishments in football and for his outspoken support of policies that improve the social conditions of the poor. Throughout his career and in his retirement, Pelé received several individual and team awards for his performance in the field, his record-breaking achievements, and legacy in the sport. Early years. Pelé was born on the 23rd of October 1940, in Três Corações, Minas Gerais, Brazil, the son of Fluminense footballer Dondinho and Celeste Arantes. He was the elder of 2 siblings. He was named after the American inventor Thomas Edison. His parents decided to remove the I and call him Edson, but there was a mistake on the birth certificate, leading many documents to show his name as Edison, not Edson, as he is called. He was originally nicknamed Deco by his family. He received the nickname Pelé during his school days, when it is claimed he was given it because of his pronunciation of the name of his favorite player, local Vasco da Gama goalkeeper Bile, which he misspoke, but the more he complained the more it stuck. In his autobiography, Pelé stated he had no idea what the name means, nor did his old friends. Apart from the assertion that the name is derived from that of Bile, and that it is Hebrew for miracle, the word has no known meaning in Portuguese. Pelé grew up in poverty in Bauru in the state of São Paulo. He earned extra money by working in tea shops as a servant. Taught to play by his father, he could not afford a proper football and usually played with either a sock stuffed with newspaper and tied with a string, or a grapefruit. He played for several amateur teams in his youth, including 7 de Setembro, Canto do Rio, São Paulinho, and Americana. Pelé led Bauru Athletic Club juniors to 2 São Paulo State Youth Championships. In his mid-teens, he played for an indoor football team called Radium. Indoor football had just become popular in Bauru when Pelé began playing it. He was part of the first Futebol de Salão competition in the region. Pelé and his team won the first championship and several others. According to Pelé, indoor football presented difficult challenges. He said it was a lot quicker than football on the grass and that players were required to think faster, because everyone is close to each other in the pitch. Pelé credits indoor football for helping him think better on the spot. In addition, indoor football allowed him to play with adults when he was about 14 years old. In one of the tournaments he participated, he was initially considered too young to play, but eventually went on to end up top scorer with 14 or 15 goals. "That gave me a lot of confidence," Pelé said. "I knew then not to be afraid of whatever might come." Santos. In 1956, De Brito took Pelé to Santos, an industrial and port city located near São Paulo, to try out for professional club Santos FC, telling the directors at Santos that the 15-year-old would be the greatest football player in the world. Pelé impressed Santos coach Lula during his trial at the Estadio Vila Belmiro, and he signed a professional contract with the club in June 1956. Pelé was highly promoted in the local media as a future superstar. He made his senior team debut on the 7th of September 1956 at the age of 15 against Corinthians Santo André and had an impressive performance in a 7-1 victory, scoring the first goal in his prolific career during the match. When the 1957 season started, Pelé was given a starting place in the first team and, at the age of 16, became the top scorer in the league. 10 months after signing professionally, the teenager was called up to the Brazil national team. After the 1962 World Cup, wealthy European clubs such as Real Madrid, Juventus and Manchester United tried to sign him, but the government of Brazil under President Jânio Quadros had declared Pelé an official national treasure the year before to prevent him from being transferred out of the country. Pelé won his first major title with Santos in 1958 as the team won the Campeonato Paulista. Pelé would finish the tournament as top scorer with 58 goals, a record that stands today. A year later, he would help the team earn their first victory in the Torneo Rio-São Paulo with a 3-0 over Vasco da Gama. However, Santos was unable to retain the Paulista title. In 1960, Pelé scored 33 goals to help his team regain the Campeonato Paulista trophy, but lost out on the Rio-São Paulo tournament after finishing in 8th place. In the 1960 season, Pelé scored 47 goals and helped Santos retain the Campeonato Paulista. The club went on to win the Taça Brazil that same year, beating Bahia in the finals. Pelé finished as top scorer of the tournament with 9 goals. The victory allowed Santos to participate in the Copa Libertadores, the most prestigious club tournament in the Western Hemisphere. Santos' most successful Copa Libertadores season started in 1962. The team was seeded in Group 1 alongside Cerro Porteño and Deportivo Municipal Bolivia, winning every match of their group but one. Santos defeated Universidad Católica in the semi-finals and met defending champions Peñarol in the finals. Pelé scored twice in the playoff match to secure the first title for a Brazilian club. Pelé finished as the second top scorer of the competition with 4 goals. That same year, Santos would successfully defend the Campeonato Brasileiro and the Taça Brazil. Santos would also win the 1962 Intercontinental Cup against Benfica, wearing his number 10 shirt. Pelé produced one of the best performances of his career, scoring a hat-trick in Lisbon as Santos won 5-2. As the defending champions, Santos qualified automatically to the semi-final stage of the 1963 Copa Libertadores. The Ballet Blanco, the nickname given to Santos for Pelé, managed to retain the title after victories over Botafogo and Boca Juniors. Pelé helped Santos overcome a Botafogo team that contained Brazilian legends such as Garrincha and Jairzinho, with a last-minute goal in the first leg of the semi-finals which made it 1-1. In the second leg, Pelé scored a hat-trick in the Estadio do Maracanã as Santos won 0-4 in the second leg. Santos started the final series by winning 3-2 in the first leg and defeating Boca Juniors 1-2 in La Bombonera. It was a rare feat in official competitions. With another goal from Pelé, Santos became the first Brazilian team to lift the Copa Libertadores in Argentine soil. Pelé finished the tournament with 5 goals. Santos lost the Campeonato Paulista after finishing in 3rd place, but went on to win the Rio-São Paulo tournament after a 0-3 win over Flamengo in the final, with Pelé scoring 1 goal. Pelé would also help Santos retain the Intercontinental Cup and the Taça Brazil against Milan and Bahia respectively. In the 1964 Copa Libertadores, Santos were beaten in both legs of the semi-finals by Independiente. The club won the Campeonato Paulista, with Pelé netting 34 goals. Santos also shared the Rio-São Paulo title with Botafogo, and won the Taça Brazil for the fourth consecutive year. In the 1965 Copa Libertadores, Santos reached the semi-finals, and met Penharol in a rematch of the 1962 final. After 2 matches, a playoff was needed to break the tie. Unlike 1962, Penharol came out on top, and eliminated Santos 2-1. Pelé would, however, finish as the top scorer of the tournament with 8 goals. This proved to be the start of a decline as Santos failed to retain the Torneo Rio-São Paulo. In 1966, Pelé and Santos also failed to retain the Taça Brazil as Pelé's goals were not enough to prevent a 9-4 defeat by Cruzeiro in the final series. The club didn't, however, win the Campeonato Paulista in 1967, 1968 and 1969. On the 19th of November 1969, Pelé scored his 1,000th goal in all competitions, in what was a highly anticipated moment in Brazil. The goal, popularly dubbed O Milésimo, occurred in a match against Vasco da Gama, when Pelé scored from a penalty kick at the Maracanã Stadium. Pelé states that his most memorable goal was scored at Rua Javari Stadium on a Campeonato Paulista match against São Paulo rival Clube Atlético Juventus on the 2nd of August 1959. As there is no video footage of this match, Pelé asked that a computer animation be made of this specific goal. In March 1961, Pelé scored the gol de placa against Fluminense at the Maracanã. Pelé received the ball on the edge of his own penalty area, and ran the length of the field, eluding opposition players with feints, before striking the ball beyond the goalkeeper. A plaque was commissioned, with a dedication to the most beautiful goal in the history of the Maracanã. In 1967, the 2 factions involved in the Nigerian Civil War agreed to a 48-hour ceasefire so they could watch Pelé play an exhibition game in Lagos. During his time at Santos, Pelé played alongside many gifted players, including Zito, Pepe, and Coutinho. The latter partnered him in numerous 1-2 plays, attacks, and goals. New York Cosmos. After the 1974 season, Pelé retired from Brazilian club football, although he continued to occasionally play for Santos in official competitive matches. 2 years later, he came out of semi-retirement to sign with the New York Cosmos of the North American Soccer League for the 1975 season. Though well past his prime at this point, Pelé was credited with significantly increasing public awareness and interest of the sport in the United States. Hoping to fuel the same kind of awareness in the Dominican Republic, he and the Cosmos team played in an exhibition match against Haitian team Violette AC in the Santo Domingo Olympic Stadium on 3 June 1976, where over 25,000 fans watched him score a winning goal in the last seconds of the match, leading the Cosmos to a 2-1 victory. He led the Cosmos to the 1977 NASL Championship in his 3rd and final season with the club. On the 1st of October 1977, Pelé closed out his career in an exhibition match between the Cosmos and Santos. Santos arrived in New York after previously defeating the Seattle Sounders in New Jersey, 2-0. The match was played in front of a sold-out crowd at Giants Stadium and was televised in the United States on ABC's Wide World of Sports as well as throughout the world. Pelé's father and wife both attended the match, as well as Muhammad Ali and Bobby Moore. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?